Hello and welcome to another MCO market update. Today we want to talk about the MicroStrategy chart. It's been a while. MicroStrategy is one of the crypto stocks that I analyze pretty much daily, also in our crypto membership on the MCO channel. If you're interested, also Coinbase, for example. But today is it's a good time to update because we are moving towards a key resistance zone. What we've done here, I mean, this is a lot of chopping around. I mean, it is not very clearly bullish at the moment. In the short term, however, we can make a case for a wider B wave in the blue scenario or an A wave in the white scenario. Which one it is probably not going to be very clear until we get the pullback after the next rally. Either way, I would present a support area when we get there. For now, it seems like the market should move towards the $350 area, best I can tell. It's not very clear, the microstructure of the patterns at the moment. We do have a potential 5-wave move up from the 10th of March low. Okay, so that could hint at a bullish development, but price action here is not very desirable. Okay, pretty lousy, messy action at the moment. Current thesis is that a third wave formed the top in 2024 in November, very overextended. That correction was expected. It went a little bit deeper than ideal, but still a 3-wave move down so far. The main question is the low already in? It's certainly deep enough to consider this correction complete. You know why I don't like the bottoming structure and why I don't have confidence that a low is in? It's because I can call this the low of an A wave of a larger correction. So that's the February low. This here was a 3-wave move up, which could have been wave A of a larger A wave. This here, wave B, they love to form double bottoms. And this a wave C, I haven't labeled that, but A, B, C in wave A, like a flat correction. Apologies. And then this here could be a wave B pullback, also very deep. You know, the depth of these pullbacks is just not clearly bullish. But because the pullback was corrective, I keep the door open for higher prices in the short term. But all of that gives me a great ABC structure, which is not bullish, right? That's the problem here. And that adds up quite well, given that we could easily say this is an ABC pattern in wave B, and then we get another 5-wave move down. That wouldn't be great, right? But it is what I find quite likely at this point. Yeah, it depends a little bit on how high the B wave goes. So I cannot give you a target for the C wave because I don't know yet where the B wave will end. There is a target zone starting at $349, but it ends at $446. So this is an area of, let's say, interest. That's where the C wave ideally should top. It should reach it. And especially as long as the last swing low is holding at $262, seems likely that we will get there. $349 would be basically the next resistance. And there's some confluence there, not only with, it's not only the 100% extension, it's not only the previous high, which is just a little bit lower at $342, but also the 50% retracement of the high to the low, that's at $353, so there could be some good resistance. So all I want to say is it's likely that this is just going to turn into a 3-wave move up. That doesn't give us very clear probabilities, but because of that, another low is likely. Not the cleanest bottoming structure. And for the white count, which is the bullish variation here, we could say the wave 4, the larger correction that started there in 2024, finished in March. But this here is not a clear bottoming structure. It would mean that the wave 4 ended with a double bottom. And also this is just too deep for a 1-2 setup. So it could be an AB, yes. But again, it will likely mean we're going to chop higher in corrective structures, so not very clear probabilities. I think if we get this C wave completed and then see a corrective pullback, this B wave could be potentially a decent setup for a C wave rally to $600 plus. So it will be the pullback after the current rally that will probably decide between the white count, which is more bullish, and the blue count, which is bearish, potentially long-term still bullish, but it would mean still quite a long further additional decline. Yeah, and I wouldn't want to hold through that C wave if I had any MSTR. So at the moment, MicroStrategy is not super clear. But when we talk about the blue scenario, the C wave to the upside, also here, 3 waves up. I mean, that all adds up because it could just be a C wave, but a C wave as an ending diagonal because C waves can be ending. So it's not a 1, 2, 3 because it just doesn't make sense based on the microstructures. But it could be a C wave that is developing, whether it's the white count or the blue count. As I said, can't tell that at this point. But this C wave could turn into a 5-wave move as shown. So that's how I'm tracking it. Valid as long as I said, as long as this $262 level is holding. So no very clear setup at the moment. But it should go higher against $262 towards $350. That's the update about MicroStrategy or strategy. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in updates about the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, daily video updates, as well as updates about some stocks, regular stock updates, check out our stocks service. You'll find the link in the comment section. I've pinned it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.